Hi. In this video, I'm going to be discussing my thoughts and speculations about what all's going on with LPS. If you're here watching this video, then you're probably already aware of this, but just for context in case you aren't, recently it was announced that Hasbro is going to be partnering with a toy company called Basic Fun to make LPS again. It was first mentioned very briefly in an article about Hasbro's various business plans, and then talked about in more detail by Basic Fun. Both articles are linked in the description if you want to read them. Honestly, even just having LPS mentioned is a lot better than the radio silence we've had for literal years. For a while, I genuinely thought the brand was going to be retired for good. I'll put the relevant parts of the Basic Fun article on screen now. Sorry for not reading it out, I just don't want to drag this part of the video out for too long. And that's pretty much all the information there is right now. It's not much. Also, I like the part where they call LPS edgy and quirky. I just find that funny for some reason. Now let's get on to what this video is really about. Conspiracy theories. Not really. God, no. I'm going to be talking about my personal speculations about what the new old LPS might end up being like. None of these are very serious speculations. It's really too early to be able to tell much about anything. Despite this video's concept, I'm really just happy that there will be new LPS at some point in the nearish future. Also, keep in mind that I am very stupid. Okay, first I'm going to give my personal take on something quite a few people have been talking about. So, the Basic Fun statement pretty much confirmed that they're going to be bringing back some sort of old LPS, but they never actually specified what generation. So there's a chance they might not even be talking about the G2 LPS, but instead the 90s Kenner LPS. They mentioned both in the article, and Basic Fun is more known for re-releasing toys from the 80s and 90s rather than the 2000s. I don't really know if I believe this. Again, I'm not really trying to make super accurate predictions, but it just doesn't really make that much sense to me. I am extremely biased saying this, but I don't think there's this much interest in the Kenner LPS these days, or at least not the same frothing in the mouth for new pets type of interest that there is for G2 LPS. I'm sure there are plenty of people who collect Kenner pets exclusively, but I feel like there's been such an apparent demand for G2 LPS in the past, and it's kind of hard to miss. Then again, the Little's Pet Shop brand has been fumbled many times before, so I don't really know. The mildly sadistic part of me would kind of like to see what would happen in the LPS. The mildly sadistic part of me would kind of like to see what would happen in the LPS community if they really did just bring back the Kenner LPS though. Like, bring back the old LPS! Wait, no! The rest of my speculations will be under the assumption that the new LPS will be G2. I'm just not familiar enough with the Kenner LPS to have much to say about them or many opinions. Again, I'm not trying to make actual predictions here. A lot of people, including me, have been talking about the prospect of new G2 LPS like they're going to be the exact same as the original G2 LPS, but honestly that's probably not the case. First of all, the materials. The original G2 LPS were made from PVC plastic, but the later generations of LPS are made from a completely different type of plastic that's somewhat better for the environment. Still not the best from what I've seen, but that's a different topic. So the LPS are already going to be slightly different because of that. I don't know if they'll be the same type of plastic as G5/G6 or something else, but they won't be PVC plastic, or at least I hope not, because we really can't be screwing around at this point. Also, I'm wondering if they're even going to use the same molds from G2, or if they'll be making something more just G2 inspired. I'd honestly be okay with that as long as the new molds are at least decent. Also, in the complete opposite direction, will they be releasing new designs or just remaking the ones we already have? It isn't really specified anywhere, and I'm personally inclined to believe that they're just going to re-release or remake old designs, just because I don't want to get my hopes up super high. That's literally the only reason. I don't want to be disappointed. The last thing I'm going to be briefly talking about is prices. That sounds kind of random, but I'm just a little worried that they might try to overprice the LPS, especially if they make anything more targeted towards collectors, which they might. Economic inflation is also something you have to take into account. I say as I know literally nothing about economics. I just hope the pets don't end up being super overpriced, because that would really suck, especially for people who are just getting into or back into collecting LPS. They're already overpriced enough online. I don't really have a conclusion for this segment. I just kind of wanted to throw it in there because out of all the stuff I've talked about, this is the one thing I'm genuinely kind of worried about. So yeah, that's it. If you have any sort of hopes, speculations, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments if you want. Did you like my theories? Did you think they were reasonable? Did you think they were trash? It sounds like I'm baiting for comments, but I do genuinely want to know what other people have to say about this. Also, happy holidays. Bye! I don't know if they'll be the same type of plastic as G5/G6. I don't really know which one it is. Where even is G5? I swear, like, why do we go from G4 to G6? Where is G5?